It's my life.
Hello friends and viewers, you are welcome back to our channel. And on the channel today we are going to be discussing one of those things we promised to be discussing that people find difficult to bring to the table of discussion. If you look at the description of this channel, you will discover that there are some things that we've said people always find difficult to bring to the table of discussion. One of them is what we are going to be doing for the next some weeks now. It's going to be in series. So for this first one, I'm going to tag it Sexology 1.0. So I just want to give you an introduction to this series. Anytime you see this topic, we are going to be discussing about sex. We are going to be discussing about something that is very critical in marriage. You know, come to think of it, there are some things that happens in marriage that are attached to sex. It is not everybody that's going to get married in life, but for the few people that has gotten married, for those that have gotten married or those that intend to get married, there is something that is very important in marriage that attracts, that increases mutual relationship, which we call sex. So on this series, we are going to be discussing about sex, everything about sex. Please don't share this video with children. Don't share it with adults that are not responsible. This series is going to be basically for adults that are matured adults, preferably those that are married already. These topics, the topics under sexology shall be for married couples or those that are matured, to those that are mature that are about to get married. So we are going to be discussing so many things under the series, under sexology, and we are going to be calling spade a spade on that series. I come to discover that so many things are being attached to sex in marriage. You know, there are sometimes that dispute, unnecessary dispute will just arise in marriage, all because of sex. For example, I'm going to be citing some examples here. I have a neighbor. So on this series called sexology, we are going to call spade a spade. We are not going to shenupo at all. We are going to call it, we are going to say it the way it is. I've come to realize that sex causes issues, causes disputes between married couples, particularly the Christians, particularly the so-called Christians. We don't enjoy sex, we endure sex. There was a day in my area, the husband and wife engaged in a fight that people asked to come in to settle the dispute for them. None of them were able to say this was the main cause of the dispute. This was the main cause of the fight. But after everything has been settled, the wife called my wife and exposed the issue to her. And we find out that it was because of sex. The husband demanded for sex a day before previous night. The husband demanded for sex a previous night, and the wife was unable to yield to the request of the husband. The wife probably told the husband, "Oh, in the morning, let it be in the morning, I will give it to you." But the husband couldn't agree, couldn't yield to that. He wanted it immediately that same night. That was what caused the disagreement between two of them. Of recent in the newspaper, he burnt his wife and children because of sex. That is how powerful a sex life is. That is how powerful sex is in marriage. I want to put it to you today. If you are able to enjoy sex the way you ought to enjoy it in your marriage, there will rarely be a disagreement between the two couples. In fact, before we got married, one of the elderly ones that took us in the counseling that we did prior to our marriage said that if your husband was not chasing you around, is not chasing you around in the house or in the room for sex, then check him out. It seems something is wrong with him. That sex should be enjoyed, not to be endured. But I find out that in the name of Christianity, many of our women, many of our men were unable to even discuss about sex in their marriage, talk less of getting involved in the actual aspect of it. I also come to discover that some of our men are not bold enough to discuss sex in their marriage, which I think it ought not to be. My wife was sharing the story of a woman with me, a woman that got married to a man and gave birth to four children. Four children. While they were gisting, the woman confessed that she has not set her eyes on the penis of her husband. In fact, that moment I laughed and laughed and laughed. How come? Does that mean you guys did not have a good intimacy for you to be able to see the nakedness of your husband? And you gave birth to four children, at least she will have been giving birth to one each of his child a year after each other, which shows that minimum of 4 years in marriage, and she is unable to set his eyes on the nakedness of the husband. So poor. Like I also said in our previous videos, that some of our women, by the time they want to make sex with their husband, some cannot go into the act without switching off the lights. Oh, why would that be? Some of them even find it difficult to undress in the presence of their husband or in the presence of their wife. So poor. All these and more are what we are going to be discussing on sexology. So please, if you are married, you are the people we want to talk to on this series. Remember that life issues with the TENIOLA'S bring out the best in you.
It's my life.